the new trend is pink collar. This and hairstylists and all that is like pink collar now.
Oh.
And so how has it been for you?
Did you say pink
Instead of,
collar?
like pink
blue
collar.
Yeah,
blue
it's
collar,
pink
pink
collar.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
First
Like a
off,
blue
you're
collar
not
marker.
on TikTok, so it's hard because
I wasn't
Yeah.
following for a second, but now I got you.
Hey guys, welcome back to the AA Skin Babes pod. I'm your host, Lena, licensed esthetician.
Okay.
I know, I did again. It's okay, we're going. And today I have
Heather Taylor, nurse injector.
Kristen,
Sanborn, licensed esthetician.
and again we have Mr. Tony.
Yay!
Oh, yay. Tony Ginestra, Synergy Aesthetics.
The guy.
The guy.
If you were here last week, he is Heather's guy.
Oh gosh, let's clarify.
Okay.
that.
Sales
Well,
rep
why
guy.
we bring
Sales
that
rep
up?
guy.
This is how rumors get
Yeah.
started.
So why we bring that up though is because today we want to talk about men and aesthetics. Personally, I've seen a growth in my treatment room of men.
Mhm.
Also, on my TikTok, I see a lot more men being professionals in aesthetics.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I thought this was a great conversation to have with a man in aesthetics. So,
And here we are.
And here we are.
so, as what? I didn't word this correctly. Heather, help me out here.
Well, just like how, like in the 10 plus years that
Mhm.
you've been in the industry, I'm sure you've seen like an influx,
Sure.
how that has all changed.
Yeah, I mean, I think that more, I think over the last several years, for sure, I think companies are targeting men more. I don't think it was as big of a focus probably 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it has grown significantly. I think a part of it, I personally think too that when we all lived in the COVID world
Mm-hmm.
and we were, in front of Zoom calls and on camera, for whatever couple years,
Yeah.
Maybe that's transitioning. I hate Zoom calls, by the way.
Yeah,
Maybe that's transitioning
because they were
away as much.
seeing
Yeah,
their
and I think
faces so
that-
much.
I think people started to see and look at themselves and really, start
Mhm.
noticing areas. But, I also think that I think it's being focused on more, but I also think that I think we're in an area where a lot of these, aesthetics is more than aesthetics, right? It's wellness, it's
Yes.
hormone, testosterone. There's a lot of other
Mhm.
things involved, and so I think men are starting maybe in a smaller area, but then they're looking at other things, right? Because they're
Yeah.
there for wellness or whatnot. And then it's
I
like-
mean, it's been a huge blow up of self-care. It's self-care era.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And men are hopping on that.
Well, and I feel like, they come in, like they just kind of dip their toe in the water.
Yes.
Like they come in for their wife makes them come in for something,
Yeah.
or they hear about something and they come in for that. And then they're like, okay, now what about this? And then what about that? And then now we'll get into skincare. Now we'll get into injectables. I mean, I have quite a few men that are in sales,
Uh-huh.
and just feel like, they're kind of fighting in this industry of younger men,
For
and
sure.
they just kind of want to look a little bit more youthful. And so I've
Absolutely.
definitely seen an increase in the last couple of years.
Well, and I mean, how has it been working? Well, and I guess you've been in here for 10 years?
Mhm.
Yes.
How has it been like working in a female field? Because the new trend is pink collar. This and hairstylists and all that is like pink collar now.
Oh.
And so how has it been
Pink-
for you?
Did you say pink
Instead of
collar?
like pink
blue
collar.
collar.
Yeah,
blue
it's
collar,
pink
pink
Oh,
collar.
okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
First
like a
off,
blue
you're
collar
not on
marker.
TikTok, so it's hard because
I wasn't following for a second, but now I got you. I got you.
Yeah, so this is like everyone refers to it now as a pink collar field. It's always been kind of women.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of
Perceived,
men
like an
starting
industry.
to
But
come
they're-
in.
Yeah.
On my TikTok, I'm telling you, I have a bunch of men estheticians on my TikTok.
Well, and I went to school back in the day when I went to school. We had a guy that went through aesthetic school with us, and we always thought he was gay because he was very good at what he did, but he never talked. And then and he was very good at makeup and everything. And when he graduated, he actually talked to us, and he said that he was a Marine,
Mm-hmm.
and his wife owned a salon downtown, and that there was so many he was starting to see men coming into the industry, and he said, so he was like, it was something that I wanted to get into, but if he came to school and he talked and everybody heard his deep voice and knew that he was a Marine, they would think he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure what he's doing now, but that was always kind of a great eye opener to us. Here's this guy who's a dad and wanting to get into the field.
I'd say there's a.
And he was good.
Is it stigma? Is stigma the right word?
I mean, a little bit, yeah. Just like socially acceptable, and
Yeah.
I just feel like it's definitely
It's
evolving.
like men getting pedicures.
Yeah.
They love it, but they're not going to tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
And not
Unless
only
my
do
wife
you,
takes me, that's about the only time.
Like
yeah.
a date.
I know that's what they
yeah.
say. They say my wife makes me do it, and no, they
and you
actually
hate
love
it. You're
it.
kicking and
Yeah.
screaming the whole time.
But
Yeah.
same
Like,
goes whenever I have one that lays down for a facial. He falls asleep, and then
Uh-huh.
he's like, "I need to do this more often."
Yeah.
But he's not going to tell anyone that.
Or the head spa treatments have
Oh,
gotten really big for the guys because being a little more focused on dandruff and scalp issues, and then the skin underneath of the beards,
Yeah.
and just getting that skin feeling better and looking better where it's not flaking, and then they feel a lot less self-conscious. Plus, it feels amazing.
I've heard a lot about this head spa
Mhm.
stuff.
Oh,
I
you
haven't-
It's
got
fun. You
Oh,
try it.
we
It's
we
pretty
do them. You
awesome.
got to come and stop off
Oh,
next
you
time.
have them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shoot.
We'll
Yeah.
have Macy try one out on Tony.
Yeah, Tony, you're
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah, she needs
Can
practice.
you even do it for the people with the receding?
Yes,
you
that's
know.
what it's for.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, also, you've been having quite a few men come in for injectables
Yeah.
and Botox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gotten big. And you're a man that does Botox. Well,
Yes,
so we
yes.
can get both sides
Don't
of
look
the
at his
conversation
wrinkles,
here.
but he
Yes.
does do Botox.
I do Xeomin, but yes,
Xeomin.
it's
Oh,
a
yeah,
different
yes.
brand of
I-
Botox.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. Not to confuse. No, I'm
Yes.
just teasing.
Yes.
I
But
know.
yes, it's funny when I got into this industry, like I said, 10 plus years ago, I had never done any sort of anything aesthetic.
Uh-huh.
And it took me about a year. And I remember my wife saying, are you going to try this? And I was like, because I was kind of a little iffy,
Mm-hmm.
but I did. And then, now I'm not regular just because, but I do it probably at least 2 to 3 times a year.
Uh-huh.
And, but I loved it after I did it. But it took me a little bit. I had to, like you said, I had to dip my toe in
Yeah.
the water a little bit.
Yeah.
I will say, I can't speak for all men, but probably part of the reason too that I didn't rush into it is because, most men are kind of babies.
Yeah.
I
You
am.
are not
that is
wrong
true.
there.
And
That
I
is
am.
true.
I'll be the first to admit
Yeah.
that I'm kind of a baby, and
Yeah.
so like the idea of laser hair
Yeah.
or being poked with a needle, it
Mhm.
kind of freaks me out
Yeah.
a little bit.
I have one male client that in particular that I'm thinking of him, and his crow's feet bother him. That's his worst. I mean, he gets it everywhere, but the crow's feet area. But he'll be holding the little vibrating tool, just like clenching as hard as he can, and just tears will be running. It's okay. Like we're going really fast,
Yeah.
and just tears are running down. Just
And it really doesn't hurt that bad. It's just
No.
No,
it's just
not.
poking.
It's just a
It's
sensitive area.
instantaneous. Don't worry about it, guys.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
would be your recommendation for a fella that's looking at, or a wife or a girlfriend that's wanting to help her significant other to go in and start some treatments? Where would you advise him to start?
You asking me or
I'm
Heather?
asking you.
Oh, okay.
If this was you, where would you dip your toe in?
Yeah, I think Botox or Xeomin, I think that's probably the first,
Uh-huh.
probably area to start or dip your toe in. Wouldn't you
Yeah.
agree? Yeah.
Mhm.
And the nice thing about it is you can use it in a lot of different areas,
Yeah.
but you can be real, we can just do those little frown lines right
Yep.
between your eyebrows, and that's a great starting
Yeah,
point.
I have one guy, that's all he wants. He wants to have movement. He wants the forehead wrinkles. He just doesn't like the deep number 11s.
Yep.
Um,
Well, and I also think there's a lot of you can get Xeomin, Botox, or whatever brand. You can get that injected and still move your
Mhm.
face.
Uh-huh.
A lot
Yeah.
I think people think that there's this perception that you
you have
get
to be
that
frozen.
you're going to be this
Yeah,
frozen person
no.
that walks through the room, and it's like, oh my gosh, what did you have done? I
Yeah.
mean, that's the idea of injectables is to make yourself feel refreshed and good, but not not the person that
Overdone.
noticed. Yeah, overdone. Yeah.
Unnatural.
And you can totally get that accomplished for
Mhm.
sure with the
Yeah.
right injector.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
Well, and I see in guys, with the number 11s, they just look angry.
Mhm.
And so once you go in and you soften that and they don't have that squinty, angry look, it takes years off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And, it just kind of changes our whole the angle of their face.
Yeah.
And it just kind of changes. It's like, why are you did you work out? What happened? You look
Well,
like you're
and
so much happier.
Right. And for men, just genetically, their muscles are just bigger, thicker, deeper than women's, just genetically. And so they tend to take a little bit more product.
Well, and
they're-
I also think too that with the craze of the last few years of, the weight loss drugs,
Oh, yeah.
semaglutide, all that.
Yeah.
I mean, men and women, but I mean, they're losing, the men,
Yeah.
if it's the topic of conversation, that they're losing,
Volume.
volume.
Yeah.
And so I think that they're looking for something to, recover that.
Mhm.
Well, and getting men into skincare,
Yeah.
I always start them with a hydrofacial because my husband, his biggest pet peeve is because he works around dirt, dust, he's sweaty, nasty is his his nose, his pores.
Uh-huh.
And so I've seen a lot of men start coming in for hydrofacials,
Uh-huh.
as well as we've had a couple come in for big peels,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which that's crazy to me.
Well, and I just out of the blue had a guy that I went to high school with. He messaged me and was just kind of wanting to get on this skincare journey now, and is like, I know that I'm in my mid-40s and the over-the-counter stuff isn't really working for me. I don't want anything,
And I think I don't know why. Well, because we're a spa.
Yeah.
So they get a little embarrassed to come in.
Yeah.
But I mean, we won't tell anyone.
Yeah, no. And I mean, it was great. Lena had a whole program for him with the Skin Better line. And
And that's the
he
good thing about
was-
Skin Better. They have a Solo, which is a men's
Mhm.
product. It's literally the Trio and the Alto together. So all you have to do is one product.
Yep.
Unless you want to add another one. But that product is specially formulated for men.
Yeah.
And I think something else that we do, and I think this is a lot of fun, is on the Third Thursday events on the Harrisonville Square. The girls will have a lot of fun and do $5 nose and ear waxes.
Oh my gosh, we have so many wives that drag their husbands
guys-
to the Third Thursday event just so they can get their nose
Yes.
and ears waxed.
And these guys have no idea what's going on.
Uh-uh.
And so
Oh,
once
so
they
show
do
up,
now.
man.
And they just show up and it's like, okay,
they
sit
show up
down.
and then their wives are like, okay,
That's
sit
really
down. This
funny.
is what. And well, then they can't back out because then they'll look like weenies.
Yeah.
And so they get their nose and their ear waxed. And while they got the wax on, the girls will throw something on their unibrow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they'll come back on their own.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because it's so much easier. It's quick. You don't realize how much hair is sitting there that everybody's looking at.
Yeah.
And so you guys, Third Thursday, come with your wife to those events and come get your nose and your ear waxed for
Yep.
$5 each. That's
Pretty
Yeah.
good deal.
And
That's
then
really
the
good deal.
other aspect where I have they're more boys, but they're 18, 19, 20. I have a lot of men boys coming in for acne.
Yeah.
Mhm. I feel like it
and then my
started out,
acne facials are mostly teenage boys to
Uh-huh.
boys in their 20s.
but it was funny because it started out with one of our regulars' son, and
Yes.
he did the acne facials and like kind of
and
the
he
treatments
loves
with it.
getting his
loves it.
facials. And
then
he's
it's like he went
going
and
into high
told his
school.
friends,
Mhm.
so they play football and all the football gear and
Oh yeah,
so like then now his friends they're they all come in, all those teenage boys, and
yeah. Because
which is really
you
cool.
don't think about it when they're playing football. Those
Mhm.
pads and then the helmets. That's a
It
lot
just
of times you
harbors
can.
bacteria.
It just
Big
you can
time.
see it just right up there.
yeah.
Their cheeks.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
a lot of the medication that your dermatologist are prescribing for this teen acne is too harsh
Mhm.
because then your skin's sensitive, you're irritated, you're throwing that football helmet on, you're getting hot and sweaty, and it's just not going to be a viable option for them. And so by
Yeah.
coming in and letting Lena, and I'm not an acne specialist, Lena, Macy, and Georgia will be, let them get you on a program, and then those guys can come in and they're monitoring them. They're asking the questions. Okay, are you washing your football equipment? Are you washing your face at night? Are you washing your face in the morning? And so they're staying on top of these guys, which being a mom of 4 boys and 2 girls, they're not going to tell me.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, did you do this? And they're like, yes, I did that. But then, if you've got these young gals that are professionals that are working with these kids, even the girls and teens, they're going to be a lot more to open up and say, hey, this acne is really causing some social, embarrassment. Can you help me?
I say, I think the drive for men coming in is more of the social media aspect. How many people are in front of the social media camera now?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's a big
That
part
is
of it.
definitely.
And that's grown significantly over the last several years.
Everyone's trying to be TikTok famous. Everyone's trying to be TikTok influencers, you know? And so, because I have quite a bit of teenage to mid-20s coming in for facials and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's gotten a lot bigger the last couple of years.
And
Let
I
me-
think, really quick, another thing that men are coming in that I'm really surprised is the laser hair removal
Mhm.
on their head. Is they're balding. They
Yeah.
don't want to, they're balding on top, but they have lots of hair on the sides. They don't want to have to shave their heads consistently.
Yeah.
And so we're doing laser hair removal on the head to.
And those
so
are the best.
Oh,
'Cause
man,
you
it's-
smell those down the hall.
it's great, but then they don't have to worry
Burnt
about
hair.
that.
It does,
Um,
and you know it's working.
So that's another aspect that we've
Yeah.
kind of done along with with waxing is more laser hair removal on guys.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys this, being the only man here. Like, what do you think of it as a woman's perspective for the your man or whatever, I mean, kind of you're right, you want them to take care of themselves, right? I mean, that's so I think that I think there's that aspect of it, right?
I say from a wife's perspective, I want my man to be because he doesn't. I have 2 pictures of me and him,
Yeah.
and before he started doing facials. After, he's actually been willing to get in pictures with me and be in front of the camera with me, and that has been
big
as a younger wife, I guess. I
Mhm.
don't know, but that's been a big deal because I get tired of not having any pictures with him.
And I think the grooming is important, like with the nose hairs, the ear
Yes.
hair.
That's just
You
gross.
know. Yeah.
Even with Mr.
It's just,
You don't know these tall guys. It's kind of funny because we have the tall guys come in. It's like, look at the stick that we just waxed out of your nose. All of these us people that are down on the lower level are looking at your nose and seeing this. You are not.
now Tony's all like, oh god.
Yeah, Mr. Eric. We get Mr. Eric. He's not in the office during the week now, but it's always a compliment because Mr. Eric is 8 years younger than me, and everybody thinks he's older than I am.
Yeah.
And so I think that kind of kickstarted him on like, okay, well, maybe I need to do some facials. Maybe I need to get a little more groomed because so that I don't look so old. But I think that these kids, our 6 kids, is what the 2 daughters is what gave him his gray hair. But it's important.
Yeah.
It's not the same
I
generation.
say healthy skin isn't gendered; it's for everyone.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you want to start doing facials, don't be shy. Come on in.
Yeah.
We do. We'll take care of you. We'll get you on the best program for you.
And there's nothing that you can ask us that's going to embarrass us.
Yeah.
Especially Lena. There's nothing that embarrasses Lena.
True story.
I love it. I have a lot of men clients. It's fun. We have good times. All right, guys. Well, I think that is all the time we have for today. You want to have anything else to add?
I
No.
don't think so. Thanks for
I think it's been
joining
awesome
us.
having
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah, I
know.
enjoyed it.
we
Thanks for having me.
appreciate it. We're gonna have to have
Yeah.
him come back again sometime and
Yeah.
be exposed to us.
Right. We'll have a whole panel of men.
Yes. There you go.
I say we were trying to get some more in here, but I dropped the ball like always.
Yeah.
Always
I
late
thought you
on
did. I think
these.
you did fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm always like Heather could tell, she's like, Tony wants to know what we're talking about. I was like, give me another day. And then it was Friday. I was like, I got it done.
So if you have some subjects for us to talk about, no matter how generic it is, about our world or even anything else,
Mhm.
leave us a note. You can go to our Facebook Live our AA Skin Babes page, and you can send us a message, and that gives Lena at least some idea of what to talk about
Mhm.
because she comes up with all the ideas.
All right, guys. Well, hit that like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we post our videos. And I think that's all. If you need any of our social medias, it's in the description box down below. Make sure you check that out. And we will be seeing you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Thanks.
Bye.